So, full moon is just about here. It's going to be on Sunday, the 5th of February 2023 at 1:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 10:28 Sunday morning on the Pacific side of the States and Canada, 6:28 p.m. in UK. And of course, the sun is in Aquarius. That adds into the mix. So let's take a look at sort of all the various details. So the sun is going to be actually right opposite the moon in Leo on Sunday afternoon. So this is full moon in Leo, and it is a very proud kind of a moon. That's an important thing to remember. It's the snow moon as well, according to the traditional view of it, and doesn't seem to be any snow here yet, but it hasn't happened yet, so you just never really know. So with any full moon, everything comes together. There's a lot of energy going on, basically. It's a time of, things come to fulfillment, and just everything in nature actually comes to a head, and so things get very kind of strong. Arguments become strong, peace resolutions become strong. There's just a lot of strength about, basically, and this one in particular is going to be a fairly emotional one, I would think. Time of romance is going to be quite strong. Fertilization, things really kind of getting off the ground in that sense, and relationships generally are going to be in focus quite strongly. There are, of course, no retrograde planets at the moment. All of the major heavenly bodies are actually direct, and that is the case for quite a while yet. So things are more straightforward than we might expect them to be, which has got to be no bad thing. Now, because the moon's in Leo and the sun is in Aquarius, we get a sort of polarity things, polarizing effect. And in this case, it deals with the balance between all the personal stuff, which is on the Leo side of things, because Leo is kind of, I want to say it's like me. Not all Leo people are like that, but that is the general influence of Leo. So that's the personal side of it. And of course, Aquarius is more the impersonal side of it, really. And, because this is happening square Uranus in Taurus as well, the ideals of the collective group trump, if you like, anything that's going on in an individual level. So in case of any power struggles and things, it's going to be what's best for most people. The highest best outcome for the most, everyone concerned, I suppose, really is what's going to really be in charge of things. So the energy of the Leo moon, it's about creative self-expression, not just expression, but actually being creative about it. And it gives a boost to the individual ego as well. That particularly where the ego gets that boost through pleasure, through romance, that kind of thing. And of course, the Aquarius sun rules the group. So it's more about impersonal friendships and objectivity. How can you have an impersonal friendship? Well, only you can say, quite honestly, because it is personal to everyone. Whether it's impersonal or not, it's kind of how you feel about it that really matters. And feelings are going to be, it's going to be highly strung. Feelings are going to be running high. So with this full moon, we've got to strike a balance between romance and friendship, and between sort of expressing ourselves in personal ways and in the impersonal way. The Leo moon is actually a very proud moon, like I said, and intensely individual. That is the nature of Leo. No getting away from that. That's just where Leo takes you. So yeah, very kind of individual, and people aren't going to be content with just being one of a team. That they're going to actually want to make their mark. So even the most kind of friendly people out there are going to be needing to show what they can do, what they can offer on a personal level, and the difference that they can make. Just by being them, by being themselves. Those personal characteristics are going to come out, and there's something of a conflict going on there, obviously, and that's just going to be illuminated by the full moon, really. So when it's really full, when it's bright in the sky, you get that symbolic illumination that comes into your own life. These new feelings, these revelations, they're quite emotional, and there is a sense of emotions bursting forth into our consciousness at this time. It's a great time for self-expression, obviously, although we've got to be aware that the Aquarius side of things might push that down more than a little bit. But self-expression is going to be where it's at. And as you know, a full moon doesn't just affect the day of the full moon. This is going to affect the coming weeks. Really, the energies of this one are going to go right through until the next full moon in March, even through the new moon, because that's kind of just how it works, basically. So we're going to be feeling this for the next few weeks, and we'll be discovering exactly what that personal, interpersonal thing means for us. We'll get a better picture of our own place in reality, and you know, the realities of whatever situations we find ourselves in, with what other people might be going through as well. It all sort of comes together, but it's not going to be possible to just sit on feelings. It's going to be important to express those feelings and just get that truth out there, speak your truth out there. Sometimes it's true, it's wise to just kind of keep quiet about your feelings and not push too hard in any one direction, but it can end up in living a lie, so it's best to get it said. That's what I think. And I've found that myself in recent times in one way or another, actually. There's nothing worse in a group of people than just kind of keeping the lid on everything and not actually expressing yourself, because your place in that group is going to be compromised by that, because it's just not genuine, and it's so important to be genuine. And like I say, this moon is going to really illuminate things, so you know, the truth's going to show out no matter what. That's the truth of it. Okay, so you know, rational, irrational, forget all that. The strength of the full moon is going to be in control of all that. So then, right, this moon also is going to be forming a square to Uranus, as I said, and that's going to add some rebellious, kind of premature, unexpected, or maybe quite, you know, abrupt and sudden energy coming in. And that's all going to be part of the Enlightenment and all be, you know, a big revelatory force, I suppose that's the word for it. That's what's going to really make these revelations happen. But it is in harmony with Mars, you know, and you know, Mars, it's nice to be in harmony with Mars, because if you're not in harmony with Mars, that soon shows through in less than happy ways, shall we put it that way. So that harmony is going to mean that we're kind of ready to put in the effort to make our dreams happen, to actually make our dreams real. Something gets exposed or illuminated, and that prompts us to get in touch with those things that are personal to us, that we might have been neglecting or putting off. And it is important to work on yourself. Nothing selfish about it, really. You know, the more you give to yourself, the more you can give to other people. And we all have to decide where that balance is in our lives and how we're going to make a difference that way. But you know, it's a spontaneous time. It's a time of looking forward, and you know, like I say, all the major bodies in the heavens are direct at the moment. No retrogrades anywhere. So the technical stuff anyway, this phase of the moon is happening at 16 degrees and 41 minutes of Leo, so she is well into Leo, and that's opposite the sun at the same degree of Aquarius. So that's going to be affecting people born with personal planets and points kind of between roughly 13 to 21 degrees of any of the fixed signs, those ones being Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius most significantly. And if you would actually like to know more about that, the thing to do is get a birth chart done. You can get a free birth chart from any of the big astrology websites. I strongly recommend alab.com, that's ALABE.com, but you know, all the big astrology websites do them. If you'd like a personal birth chart which really goes into great depth, then do message me for details. That actually costs a little bit, I'm afraid, but hey, it's a big part of what I do for a living, so it's kind of got to be that way. And it's a few hours work to make sense of it, it really is. And if you get one of those personal birth charts from me, you will get an actual picture. It all comes by email, by the way. You get a picture of, you know, the planets and all their positions at the time and place of your birth. You don't have to know the exact time, actually. It helps a lot if you do, but if you don't, I can always do a sunrise chart, and they are pretty damn effective. Not long ago, somebody requested a birth chart and gave me the wrong day, gave me the day after it really happened. And when I went through and adjusted it all, there weren't that many adjustments really. So if you don't know the exact time, but you do know the day, that's, it's almost good enough. You get a pretty good reading. So you get that picture of the night sky. I'll also then send you a drawing of the houses, which is in the same orientation as the chart, so you can kind of look up the excuse me, you can look up the different planets in the different houses and see what they mean. And then there is a very detailed, in-depth explanation of every planetary alignment and what it means for you, and the asteroids as well, because they're sort of less influenced about the asteroids than there is with the major planets, but they do play a part, and it is worth knowing. So if you'd like one of those, friends, drop me an email, 35and83@gmail.com. That is 35and83@gmail.com, and I will put that email address down in the description below this video. Just tap where it says ... more and you will find it. So if I can help you with that, please do let me know. But anyway, it's a big one, it's an intense one, it's the snow moon as well, and after this we get towards springtime and better things happen. So it's a real turning point in the year, whichever way you look at it. But look out for it, basically. Things are going to be very strongly energized, and that energy is building up already. I haven't had any wacky dreams yet, but I've no doubt they're coming up, and a lot of you guys will probably be dreaming as well. Write those dreams down, guys. It's important to do that. You'd be amazed how much of a dream we lose track of within about 10 minutes of waking up. So write them down, take notice of your dreams, hold on tight to them, and it looks like a time of realization of those dreams, if you'll only kind of be aware of what we've been talking about in this video, really, which in this full moon is the difference between the Leo thing and the Aquarius thing, the personal, the me thing, and the rest of the world, into which we have to fit and into which we have to kind of make our lives work somehow. All right, that's where the balance is. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Do leave me a comment. It's always good to share the journey with you guys, and please drop a like on this one if you've enjoyed it. There are actually at the moment new videos coming up every day on this channel. Most of them are shorts, basically, but at least once or maybe even twice a week we'll have an in-depth look at something and go a bit deeper that way. So do hit the subscribe button. More stuff coming up all the time. I will see you again in a future video. Thanks for watching. Bye.